Hey Luis, Professor Ball here. How's it going? During the course of the semester, you're going to get either a video with your feedback for your essays, or you'll get comments inserted into your essays, like I did for paper number 1. So the first thing that I do when I look at essays is I look at MLA format. So you have the information you need here, your name, or last name, your name, my name, the class, and then the date. And then, I don't know if it shows up on your end, but you have extra spacing here between the title and the date. Sorry, the title and the date. Everything should be double spaced, but you have extra spacing here. And I'm wondering if you could think of a more creative title. And I did include a handout on the prompt, or where the prompt is on how to do that, because this is not very exciting. All right. Throughout life, everyone has always asked themselves how they're going to learn on improving or overcoming events that occur. The TED Talkers Company takes concepts and helps you advise to your answers and teaches you how to achieve challenges that you will face. I'll let you look at this a little bit later, but just be careful of the word you. For instance, topics that they have covered are transitioning stress from negative to positive, body language, and leadership. It is always important to be able to learn and strengthen yourself every day, allowing you to achieve challenges that you could face at any point in life. So this is good background. But you still haven't told me the TED Talk title, the person who's speaking, and what it's about. So that here would be part of this. And then again, you have extra space between your paragraphs. Every day, people in the world are dealing with stress for some reason, whether it's from work. When you have the word weather, for some reason, whether it's from work or somewhere else. You need to finish that thought. Kelly McGonigal spoke at TED Global in 2013, wanting to convince a crowd about the results of stress and then how to make them good for yourself. She explains that how your handling of stress can affect your way of life. She believes that connecting with others under stress could create a resilience. She says, now the researchers estimated that over the 8 years they were tracking deaths, 182,000 Americans died prematurely, not from stress, but from the belief that stress is bad for you. That is over 20 deaths a year. Now, if that estimate is correct, that would make believing stress is bad for you the 15th largest cause of death in the United States last year, killing more people than skin cancer, HIV, and homicides. Stress creates your blood vessels to constrict and reason to be associated with cardiovascular disease. I know what you're trying to say about the connection, but that's just kind of awkward. So with this, you can increase your chances of heart attack when you get older. Or you could reduce the chances. She wants people to challenge your stress instead of stress controlling them. By you being able to fight against your stress, you create courage. Okay, that's good, but you're not giving me a thesis. Meaning, so I have here, so what? Why is this important? Why is this interesting? Why is this significant? How can you connect this back to the prompt? This is where you tell me how McGonigal makes her point. If she says, or if you say McGonigal is able to support her ideas through the following. And I'm leaving this here for you to read. You're missing the article here, the word the. The biggest saying in life that you were taught was don't judge books by its cover. Probably, but just be careful of generalizations there. Okay, so the reason why I bring this up is because in today's society, people tend to judge you by looks and how you react. There is no first person for the work in this class, and for a lot of other classes, so keep that in mind. In today's society, people tend to judge you by looks and how you react. In 2012, Amy Cuddy talks about how your body language shapes who you are. She says, no apostrophe. And this is just the format for quotations. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. So we are bringing people into a lab, and they do either high or low power poses again. They go through a very stressful job interview. It's 5 minutes long. They're being recorded. They're being judged also. And the judges are trained to give nonverbal feedback, so they look like this. Imagine this is a person interviewing you. All right, so my question is, you're talking about Kelly McGonigal and stress, so why are you talking about Amy Cuddy and body language? You just need to focus on one TED Talk and how the person makes their point. All right. They run these experiments to see how people's, apostrophe S, body language would change. While running the experiments, she mentions at that moment the interviewer would want to choose a person that they would want by how they look. She convinces the audience to convince yourself that, oh boy, you got a lot of U's. Take a look at that for your airlog. So that you can overcome the power to achieve an interview or any other challenge ahead. Okay, so going back to that thesis, so what? What is your point here? How does Cuddy or McGonigal make their point? Do they use statistics, interviews, personal experience? Do they use any visuals? Do they interact with the audience? That kind of thing. Okay, so now that I see what you're doing, you're talking about multiple TED Talks, like this one from Simon Sinek. Okay, here's an example, though, of a point. Well, how did Sinek make his case? Well, he used a rhetorical example with Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement. So Sinek says, comma, leaders hold a position of power or authority, but those who lead inspire us. Okay. No. Okay. So then here for the pie, you need the explanation for the historical, what did you call it? The historical example. Why are you telling me about this? You know, the use of historical examples is important, or the use of the historical examples are significant because you need those. All right. So, not quite. Take a look at the handouts that I've provided for you. You need the words works cited here. Every line after the first, it's almost all of it. Every line after the first you would tab over, like the examples show. And it would be alphabetical, so Cuddy, then McGonigal, then Sinek's. And then you also need the date that you found the TED Talk. So you are allowed to revise one paper. This may be it for the semester. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.